Hi everyone! Today we are making a light and fluffy vanilla sponge cake. This one of my favorite recipe. It goes well with a variety of fillings. There are a few tips to make this fluffy sponge cake, and I will show you how it's done. So let's get started. Place a piece of parchment paper on the bottom of the pan. Don't grease or use a non-stick pan. Essentially, your sponge cake batter is using the sides of the pan to help it climb up so it doesn't collapse. Make sure all utensils clean and grease-free. Any residue of fat will prevent egg whites from beating up properly. The acid in lemon juice or vinegar help remove grease. Remember, preheat the oven before you start. Don't let the butter wait too long. There will be a risk of the butter collapsing. It is important to use fresh eggs that are room temperature. Egg whites are most effective when beaten at room temperature to stiff peaks. When eggs are cold, they will be difficult to expand. Fresh eggs have brown egg yolks and thick egg whites. If the egg whites runny and the yolk is flat, it means the eggs is no longer fresh. Eggs are easier to separate when cold, so do this when you take them out of the fridge, then let them come to room temperature. Prepare the dry ingredients in advance. Combine the flour and baking powder. And for the wet ingredients, mix room temperature milk along with oil and vanilla extract. Set that aside. We will start by beating the egg white over high speed for about 30 seconds until foamy. You can add lemon juice, white vinegar or cream of tartar. This acid will help stabilizing the egg whites. Continue beating for another 30 seconds. Then I will add sugar in 3 batches every 1 minute. Once all the sugar is added, continue beating on high speed until stiff peak for about 3 minutes. The mixture will gradually thicken and look shiny. When the mixture is lifted and the tip like this is not that red, whip again for a while. Now the tip is pointed like this. It's called a stiff peak. That's what we are looking for. Now I will pour in the egg yolks. Using a hand whisk, stir gently until evenly mixed. Add sifted dry ingredients in 3 batches. Don't skip this process. By sifting the flour, it will break up any lumps, create a light, delicate, and fluffier results. Stir gently. Make sure that you scrape the entire surface of the bowl so that there's no flour residue on the sides and bottom of the bowl. Mix each batches evenly until there are no lumps. Now I will mix about 2 cups of this egg mixture into the wet ingredients. By using this premix method, it prevents the oil and milk from falling directly to the bottom of the bowl, which would cause the cake didn't rise properly. Pour this mixture back to the egg mixture and stir. Then using spatula, scrape all the bottom and sides of the bowl. Make sure it is evenly mixed. How much you mix is very important. When you drop the mixture and it doesn't flow, that means you haven't mixed enough and the batter won't rise properly. So drop it with a spatula and check. Pay attention to the flow and thickness. When it flows like this, that means it's ready. Slowly pour the batter from a position of about 15 cm from the pan so that the excess bubbles can burst. Using a skewer, make the circular motion to flatten the batter and break the large bubbles. Tap the pan to remove excess bubbles. Then immediately bake in the preheated 150 degrees Celsius oven on the bottom rack for 55 minutes. After 55 minutes, increase the temperature to 170 degrees Celsius and continue bake for another 10 minutes. Resist the urge to bake until your cake is done. Opening the oven door while you bake will release some of the heat. This can lead to the cake being too damp in the middle or even falling. Once it's done, remove the cake immediately from the pan so that the moisture can escape and not damage the structure of the cake. Scrape the sides of the pan. Turn it over. And let it cool completely on the cooling rack. Sponge cake is a type of cake that dries easily. Once it's cool, this cake can be used immediately to build your cake of choice or wrap it tightly in a cling wrap and freeze until ready to use it. Let's cut open and look inside. The texture is so soft and quite flexible. You can see it's not dry but moist. Birthday, wedding or anniversary cake, I can't wait to see your creations. Thank you so much for watching. Bye everyone.